You know, if we look at the world of healthcare, the volume of medical knowledge right now is doubling every 8 years. The volume of knowledge that a medical doctor, nurse, medical professional needs to know to do their job is changing at an absolutely furious pace. New forms of pharmaceuticals, new procedures, new methodologies, new forms of diagnostic, new forms of treatment. They are in a situation in which they have to continually master new knowledge simply to keep up. Think about what's happening with battery technology. Lithium-ion batteries, as Mercedes and Chrysler and GM and Tesla all rush into a world of electric vehicles. And the cost for lithium-ion battery technology begins to collapse. You know, batteries are one of the most fascinating things. I was reading this one article. A fellow was talking about drone technology. And he was saying, if you think about drone technology, what is the real story with drones? Well, drones, number one, are coming to play a role in every single industry. They're playing a role in agriculture. I was with 250 cattle ranchers in Tucson, and we were talking about the fact that we've got Fitbits for cows, and we can fly a drone over the field, and we can assess animal herd health. And we're seeing the emergence of new careers and new opportunities for remote herd health management. It's a thing. Drones are playing a role in every single industry. And what this article was talking about, what we're trying to figure out with drone technology, how do we fly them faster? How do we get them to stay in the air longer? And this article took a look at the acceleration of the science of battery technology. And what it put in perspective is lithium-ion isn't the only battery methodology that is out there. And it took a good analytical look at how we are achieving that length of time improvement and how we are reducing the weight. And based on that, I ended up writing a blog post. If you want to define the future, if you want to understand the future of just about everything, it's found in batteries. Remember that scene from The Graduate, the movie in 1967, where the older fellow is talking to Dustin, and he's saying, I've got one word for you, plastics. I've got one word for you, it's batteries, because batteries are at the heart of so many industries. Think about batteries in the world of utilities. I was out with my clients, one day, and I said, look, we're going to be in a world of 24-hour solar power plants. And people look at you, that's crazy, because the sun's only up 12 hours a day. But with battery technology, we can store that excess energy and bring it back into the grid later on in the day when it's dark. And batteries lead to a transformation of the utility industry, just as they do in every single industry. And the science of battery technology is undergoing a furious change. Think about genomics. Think about genomics. Think about what happens when we can test your DNA and we know what you're likely to become sick with. This fundamentally changes the world of healthcare. Rather than fixing you after you're sick, we know what you're going to become sick with, and we're going to realign the delivery of healthcare resources based upon that knowledge. And the reality of this is that the cost to sequence your genomics is undergoing that exponential cost curve collapse. I was with a company called Genentech down in San Francisco. They are a pharmacogenetic company. And the world of pharmaceuticals is no longer an industry in which we come out with a blockbuster drug that would provide a solution for 20 million people in the population who, for example, Lipitor, living a bad lifestyle, and they need Lipitor to manage their bad health issues. But instead, we are in a world in which we can engineer a particular pharmaceutical that might fit 60,000 people who fit a particular genetic profile. And all of a sudden, this fundamentally transforms the scope and direction of the industry. Disruption is everywhere. Disruption isn't just Uber and Airbnb. There is an Uber for 3D printing, a company called 3Discovered, that if you are designing your 3D products, you can go to 3Discovered and they will line you up with excess 3D printer manufacturing capacity to line you up with the best dance partner to bring your products to market, disrupting the global manufacturing concept. We are in a world in which you bring all of these trends together, and in every single industry, there is an Elon Musk emerging. Think about Tesla. It's an absolutely staggering story. Think about what is happening here. Let's blow up the distribution model. We're not going to have automotive showrooms. We're going to stick a showroom in the shopping mall. We're going to sell the car to you online over the internet. We're going to come up with a vehicle that 400,000 people are going to buy, sight unseen. We're going to disrupt the space industry. This is one of the reasons NASA brought me in to talk about the future of space, because they knew that their world was a world in which the only people going to space were the Russians and the Chinese and the Americans. There are now 350 companies worldwide in the space industry, looking at asteroid mining, looking at in-space pharmaceutical production, 3D printing, looking at space tourism. In every single industry, there are people who are looking at these trends and saying, we can do things in a new and different way. Transformative trends emerge. Anybody had their 23andMe test done? The genetic test? I had it done. The good news is I'm not at risk for Alzheimer's. I'm not at risk for cystic fibrosis and the other hereditary diseases. Kind of fascinating what you learn. The Coffee, Tea, and Water Association of America was looking for an opening keynote speaker, and they sent out a request for proposals. And I didn't send them a video clip. I sent them my DNA test, 2 of them. Number 1, I am a fast coffee metabolizer, genetically. And number 2, I carry a lower risk for heart attack from excessive coffee consumption compared to the rest of the population. And they said, he's our guy. We want him on stage. Genetically, he's wired for coffee. The other fascinating thing, I learned that genetically I carry the gene which is common to most high-speed sprinters. Like, look at me. And I drove my kids nuts with this one. When the Olympics were happening, every time Usain Bolt was on TV, I was like, hi, cuz, how are you? But transformative thinking, because people are realizing, what this does is it leads us to big opportunity in the world of healthcare, where we deliver healthcare resources based upon our genetic knowledge of who you are.